Hello, welcome to Levant TV headlines. Islamic State militants have entered Syria's historic city of Palmyra after gaining full control over the UNESCO landmark, as Syrian state TV said pro-government fighters had withdrawn from the city. Iraqi Prime Minister al-Abadi met his Russian counterpart Dmitry Medvedev at the start of a Moscow visit aimed at boosting cooperation in the fight against the Islamic State group. Saudi shells hit an international humanitarian aid office in northern Yemen, killing 5 Ethiopian refugees and wounding 10. The leader of Sinai province, a militant group in Egypt with the links to the Islamic State, called on followers to attack judges in an audio statement posted on a prominent jihadist website. And Tunisia's foreign ministry says 60 of its citizens have been released from detention in Libya, leaving more than 100 still under arrest. And now let's have a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting with the Egypt Independent, leading with a report that Washington Institute for Near East Policy told US Congress that the government of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is a better US ally compared to its predecessor, dominated by the Muslim Brotherhood. The paper also reports that the Administrative Justice Court of the State Council obliged the Prime Minister to take all necessary measures to block pornographic websites in Egypt. From Beirut, the Daily Star leads reporting that police experts have dismantled a car bomb rigged with 35 kilograms of explosives on the outskirts of the northeastern border town of Arsal. The paper also reports that Interior Minister Nuhad Mashnouk held talks with Free Patriotic Movement leader Michel Aoun on the contentious issue of key security appointments. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that according to a US document allegedly seized, Osama bin Laden was fixated on attacking US targets and pressured al-Qaeda groups to heal local rivalries and focus on that cause. The paper also reports that UN Chief Ban Ki-moon has announced talks between warring Yemeni parties in Geneva on May the 28th to end over 7 weeks of war, as Iran agreed for international inspections of an aid ship sailing to Yemen. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from papers here in London. In The Independent, a report that ISIS has seized almost full control of the ancient Syrian town of Palmyra after government defense lines collapsed. Although it is unclear how close to the famed archaeological site the extremists have advanced, it is an enormous loss to the government, not only because of its cultural significance, but because it would open the way for ISIS to advance to key government-held areas, including Damascus and Homs. The Guardian leads Middle East news section reporting that the UN Security Council resolution being drafted by France and New Zealand plans to set an 18-month deadline for completion of talks leading to the creation of a Palestinian state. Details of the draft resolution emerged earlier today amid warnings that if no agreement was reached in that time frame, France would go ahead and unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The Telegraph reports that Israeli ultra-Orthodox news website Hadiredim has blotted out the faces of the 3 female ministers when it published a traditional picture of the new Israeli cabinet. The 3 ministers' features were obscured in line with the ultra-Orthodox view on women, which includes the stricture that they should dress modestly. And now international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle reports that UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has announced that talks to bring peace to Yemen will take place on May the 28th in Geneva. The Houthi movement's leader has said his group will attend, but doubts loom over the participation of Yemeni President Mansour Hadi's exiled government. And finally, the Washington Post reports that Egypt's crackdown on civil society groups is escalating well beyond the repressive measures taken by the ousted President Hosni Mubarak. Human rights groups have said. Officials say the organizations needed to be monitored to ensure that they are not working against the nation's interests. But critics say the clampdown has devastated groups that are vital to creating democracy in an increasingly authoritarian state. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.